Dump.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rusty here, and welcome to Impact Dynamics Live. We are back for the penultimate show. This is the second to last one, and we have a good one for you tonight. We'll be talking about what's in people's PRS bags. Got mine sitting here ready to roll, and Birchy and Emma are here ready to talk about what they've got. But before we get on to that, all sorts of stuff to let you know. I hope your weekend has been fantastic and you've been making the most of it. Some restrictions easing, so start getting out there and doing stuff. We were certainly able to do that today, get out and spend some time outdoors, which is a great way to be. All sorts of people in the chat, which is great to see. Just heaps of people. Oh, Emma's in there, of course. Emma's in there. That sounds about right. Steve Hurd, what's going on? Sheldrake and Craig and Anthony. And who else? We got Scott and Warwick and Paul. I reckon all sorts of crew in there. Great to see. Great to see. Guys, thanks so much for having supported this. We'll get more emotional tomorrow night. We'll save that for then. Andy will be here and we're talking Team Impact tomorrow night. Tomorrow is the big check-in for the last 2 weeks. People are doing all sorts of stuff, so keep us posted with that sort of thing. If you have been planning on anything, let's wrap it up tomorrow night. Let's know what you've done, what you've achieved, be it for the last 2 weeks, the last 4 weeks, or whenever it is that you were doing it. And don't let that get away either. It's a great opportunity still to make the most of the time that we have, because things are still not back to complete normal, but we need to start organising some things for the future. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Projectile Warehouse. You can save 5% over at Projectile Warehouse using the code IDLive5, and that is going to be valid for another week. So you can go and stock up there on all sorts of projectiles and other bits and pieces as you go along. No doubt some of that will be covered in tonight's show also. All right, well, guys, we have a lot to cover tonight because there's all sorts of stuff people throw in their PRS bags. So let's get into it. Joining us this evening from Lover's Gear, Birchy and Emma from Emma. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks. How are you?
We're all good, I think. Birchy, you doing well, mate? Love that jumper.
All good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Emma, and how's your weekend been, Emma?
My weekend's been pretty good. Yeah.
Any shooting for you?
Yeah. Yes, I decided to shoot on the windiest day and not shoot on the day where there was zero wind because, I like to torture myself.
Yeah, well, nothing like more of a challenge. You don't get, if you shoot on the days without wind, you won't get better at it.
No, I know. That's why I did it.
Good. Yeah, I thought so. Nice. And Birchy, any shooting for you, mate? You've been able to get out?
Tomorrow. I'm going out for a blaze tomorrow. And we've been trying to go hunting for the last little while and help out a farmer mate up north. But, working and sewing, man. I've got bits. I'm trying to work on stuff here. So
some of that stuff going on. Yeah, well, no doubt some of that will take some will show up tonight in as we go along. Excellent. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on. And the idea of tonight is to rip apart our bags, go through what we have and what we use and what we have but don't use. And although I'm sure you guys are well refined, you won't have any of that going on. So I think if you imagine you guys have got your bags in front of you or at least close by, someone pulls something out and let's see. I think the idea will be if you pull something out, let's see if each other has something equivalent or similar or a way of solving that problem, or perhaps it's something we should put on the list. And I would also love for those who are in the chat and guys watching at home, if we pulled something out and you run that same thing or similar, or you run something completely different, hit us up, let us know what you use. We'll keep an eye on the chat, and it'd be great to see what else is used out there for the various purposes that we find ourselves trying to tackle. So, Birchy, have you got your hand ready to go on anything out of your kit? That didn't sound right. Sorry.
Binoculars. I used to carry a spotting scope, and I've gone to binoculars for a while.
Very good. Yep. Well, I have zero binoculars. I do rely a bit on spotting scopes, but I don't keep it in my bag. I uniquely have a lot of spotting scopes and matches. So There we go. Emma's got the same thing. Right,
Good work.
nice.
Yeah.
Oops, we've jumped across. What are you running for them? Are they your Furies, Birchy?
These are the Fury 5000 Vortex that you sell. These are the newer one with the laser. Well, obviously it's the 5000, so it's the newer model with the laser. At least this way, when we're doing a stage briefing, I can have it around my neck, and you can check your own distances just to really figure out exactly which ones people are talking about.
Yep.
Spotting scopes are good, but you need a tripod, and then people kind of mess with it, change heights and stuff. At least this it's kind of with you when you need it, and more portable. Yeah.
Very good. Emma, what are yours? Are yours the same?
No, Andrew has those.
Okay. Yep.
Mine are the Diamondbacks.
Oh, cool.
Just the Vortex Diamondbacks. Yeah.
Very good.
And I just asked Birchy the distance.
You can use my binos, but
Good plan. Good plan.
Thanks.
Yeah,
And I am a really bad culprit for changing the height on everyone else's spotting scopes too, so I'm sorry. It was me.
sorry in advance. I like it. So in terms of spotting scopes, Birchy, you obviously being able to just have a look down range, keep eyes on what's happening down there from a wind point of view, from a target challenge point of view.
yeah, you definitely get more information from a spotting scope once the shooting started. That's for certain.
Yep.
Like our range is 500-600 meters ish normally, so it's not that far. But the 10 power binos are normally pretty good, but you can't see the mirage, and it's kind of hard to see trace and stuff like that. So they're both good in their own way. I'm trying to refine, like you said, we're trying to cut down on stuff and turn it into a bag you can carry with everything instead of taking 7 of each thing. I started at that point. I'm trying to go back because there's always spotting scopes you can scab a look through. So.
Yeah, often mine. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
nice. Actually, we probably should wind back a second. What bags are you running, Emma? You got a new one. What are you running?
I did. But it's because change is stupid. I got the exact same bag, but it's new and it's just from Aussies. There we go.
Okay, so what is it?
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. It's something.
It's definitely
I don't know
a
what
bag.
it is. It's from Aussie Disposals.
Okay, no worries.
Get on it.
Birchy, what are you running?
I'm a massive bag whore, and this has been a problem for me for a while. I kind of, it depends how I feel and how much stuff I kind of carry. The night before, I have a traumatic experience. If it's cold, I got puff jackets. If it's hot, I got water. Yeah. This is it's from Sword Australia, and
Yep.
it's kind of a big dim sim, and it's really basic. It's just got a big open top lid with a couple of organising pouches down the side. I'm trying to keep it really slimline.
Yep.
And I've got a Kuyu 5200 over there with a big frame, and that's a ridiculous mountain hunting pack. But at least you can just stuff it in, move to the stage, because normally, it's happening. You just got to throw it all in there. It doesn't matter how it ends up. But we're leaving, and 50 dudes with guns are moving around. You can't pack it nicely. So
Yeah, gotcha. Mine's a nice basic 511 Rush 24, I think. Anyway, it's pretty traditional, I guess. Nothing too flash. All sorts of pockets. Usually, I forget where something is. That's the only problem I've found. Is there's so many pockets and compartments. I opened up something today, and I went out shooting on Friday, and took some tape with me because I didn't know where my stapler was. And anyway, I went out, did all the shooting, came back, and then today, pulling it apart, I realised the stapler was in the bag that I took shooting with me. So that was smart. Anyway, Emma, what's next up out of your bag?
I've got a drink bottle and deodorant, but
Okay, good.
actually useful.
Drink
I have
bottle as
a
well.
sling.
You have a sling. Nice. I'm getting caught out here.
Yeah.
Birchy, do you run a sling?
my sling's on my rifle in the safe at the moment, but I do.
Oh yeah, no, my sling's on my rifle as well. Absolutely, 100%, definitely. No, I'm actually changing slings at the moment, so I have one that's not in the bag. Normally it would be. All right, good slings. Do you carry deodorant with you, Birchy? For you got water? Yeah. That looks.
Water.
What's that?
This is a Hydra pack. It's a soft flask.
Yeah. That looks cool.
It's because when you drink it, it gets smaller and it doesn't take up as much pack room.
Yeah,
and it doesn't
awesome.
weigh as much. And I use these for work and stuff. These are really good. So 750 mils with a chew top thing, so my daughter can't drink out of it.
I thought you were about to say $750. I'm like, oh, that's a bit rich for
not
water.
far off it.
Not cheap. Okay, all right, slings. What sling have you got, Emma?
This is the Tab Gear sling.
Yep.
And I just realised it's got the wrong things on it. I don't know. Andrew must have been playing with it. But anyway, yeah. So it's the one I normally use. Mm-hmm. But I am looking. I would like to get one of Birchy's, the stretchy one, mm-hmm. When I can. But it's because Andrew's got one and it's great. Yep. And I've had a bit of a play with it here and there and thought about getting it, and I think I might just have to.
Nice. Yep. Birchy,
I don't have to borrow his anymore.
What sling is on your rifle that you're running?
I've got the tripod shooting sling that we made for low vis, and it's just it's not the bungee one, which is the Armageddon Gear precision rifle sling, which is awesome. This one, the one we make, it's got loops and it's designed for tripod shooting, so you can adjust where the buckle sits and you can tension it in different ways and stuff like that. So it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's minimalistic and basic, and it does its job well.
Very good. Excellent.
There's a lot of fluff on slings nowadays with triple cobra buckles and everything. Just they get really expensive and quite heavy and unnecessary for what we're doing anyway, I think. So.
Absolutely. Got a couple of comments of what bags guys are running. Sheldrak's running a Plat Attack lightweight field pack for his gear, and Richo's running the High Range Outdoors MR40, which is a good Australian product, according to him. Either of you familiar with them? Birchy, you're sort of the gear guy. You know most of the stuff floating around. Are you familiar with those?
High Range Outdoors, that guy's his name's Ben, and he's up in Canberra now, and we talk a lot, and he's a good dude, and he makes a lot of really good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. I like him.
Very good. Well, next out of my one is hearing protection. So I've got MSAs on there, and I imagine you guys have got, but I've got 2 lots of hearing protection. There we go. And these molded ones, which I find really useful when you're on the gun, because then they don't get in the way at all. So I usually run them when I'm shooting, which is rare, and then those when I'm doing everything else, which is far more common. What are they, disposables? Or
just disposables, yeah. I've got bad ears from army and stuff, and I'm worried now about shooting through the plastic barrels and stuff with muzzle brakes. So I normally wear double ears and just turn the volume right up on the swordums and stuff like that.
Good plan. I've got a couple of disposables in there as well. Disposables. Emma, what have you?
I've just got these.
Good.
Yeah, just earmuffs. I have tried some of the other ones, but I don't know. I just find them to be good, and especially like in winter, they're warm.
Nice. Oh, that's all right. Very good. All right, Bet, you're on to you, mate. What's luck of the draw out of your bag next?
I've got elbow pads because I'm a bit of a bitch and I don't like hurting my elbows. So.
Elbow pads. Have you got knee pads as well, or just elbows?
I've got knee inserts, but they just tuck into a sleeve inside my pants.
Right.
So I can get a little bit more hectic. So.
Emma, anything
I finally took the knee pads out of my bag because I literally never used them once and carried them for 2 seasons. So
right.
They're gone.
I do have a set of just sort of thin knee pads. My knees are not great, so I definitely I carry them and wear them, Emma, unlike yourself. I use them pretty much every match. Commonly just one. Often I'll just put one on that for the particular knee that's going to be down. But they have saved me many times. Definitely.
If you take a knee on a piece of brass or a rock or whatever, that's the end of your concentration. Little things
hurts. Yeah, it does hurt.
That's probably the end of the match for me.
Yeah.
They're not good at all. So anyway, hold on to them.
I've got that. That's my next, my belt.
That's okay.
Which is handy.
Yep. So you got magazine clips
really
on
good.
there, Emma?
Sorry?
You've just got magazine holders on there. Anything else?
Clips. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No. That's it. No.
Yep.
Nothing else.
No worries. And then Birchy, over to yours. What have you got on your
yours?
belt?
Jeff Jeff Devine from Horizon Tactical, he makes the Kydex magazine pouches in Melbourne for us, and like M uses them, and most of the dudes are running these. He makes these in ATACs for us to go in with the CTR belt, and then I run 2 magazines here. I'll admin load from the back one and then use the close one during the actual match if I need more rounds, and then just the Kestrel is on the other side. It doesn't need to be there, but it's good to have it in one spot, and then you can check your dope quickly before you're about to start, or when you're doing a stage briefing, you've always got it with you.
Yeah, nice. I don't have any flash fancy belt like you guys. I'm sorry, but I've got the again from Horizon Tactical the magazine pouches like that, and while we're on it, the Kestrel pouch as well from Jeff, also with an old 4500. Is what I've got currently because they do the job. Yeah. Speaking of Kestrels, that's probably seems to be the most appropriate topic to go on to. Emma, have you got a Kestrel or you're not in the club?
I'm not in the club. Andrew's got one. So yeah, I just don't think we need 2 in the family. We're getting lots of everything, doubling up on everything, but I just don't think we need 2 Kestrels. We probably will eventually now that I've said that, but
that'll be the next one. Birchy, what Kestrel are you running, mate?
I had the 4500 NV for ages, and I had it for about 9 years, and then I got the 5700 applied ballistics when the software updated for that. So nice. I like this. Outside of the laser, this is the next most important thing I think for the field shooting and stuff. Maybe not for a PRS. So I don't think the weather's that much of a problem. I think it's more just to have all your data and being able to true your algorithms with the environment and stuff is cool. And it's it's easy to have it all in one place, and you can update it on your phone and send it back and forth and take profiles and stuff. And it's amazing how far everything's come.
Plus, you can live stream it for 45 minutes as well, which is a real bonus.
I'm not there yet.
If you do need to learn how to use that, scroll back on the Low Vis Gear page, because Birchy does a very in-depth on the 5700.
Don't waste your time. That was just rambling.
I'm sure he could cut it down and teach you the core stuff. I'm still on the 4500. I'd love to go to 5700. It's just dollars, and I do use an app, and this works really well with it for the time being. And I've had it for a long time. Train a lot of wind on this. A lot of wind. Very good. All right. Are we, Birchy? I think we're probably back to you almost.
I've got my little admin sack here, which has got pens, and this is just a $2 little pencil case from the Office Works with my data armband. Mm-hmm. This is one of the most important things I have.
Yep. I'm with you on that one. I think I got the same one as yours. Got one from you from Armageddon Gear. Really useful. I use this, and I also use a Sidewinder, which is on the gun at the moment, which I commonly run both. Like, really depends on what the stage is. Like, this is often information for me about like stage prep, and then the data for the actual stages on the gun on the Sidewinder. So yeah, I max out and use both. Are you running just data on yours?
I'm a really visual person, and I need to retain information by writing it down. So I can put how many rounds, like there's 8 rounds on that stage, the time 120 seconds, shoot to move, not hit to move. If I don't write it, I forget that stuff. Yep. And then the distance 300 meters, 318, 617, 698, and then just the holdovers or elevation, and then I just draw little crap pictures just so I don't get lost when I'm. That was from the New Zealand Mountain Challenge. That was one of the last stages, and there were targets everywhere, and it was a mess. Yep. But at least this way you don't have to remember much. This does most of the heavy lifting for that.
Yeah, so mine has wait. Let's see if we can get that to focus there. But sight, finger, wind, breathe, release, stay in position, and then report on it. Just that sort of process reminder for me. where that sits on my arm works really well for that, and then my data will sit like you. And I like how much data you put on there. That's really useful. It's really good. Emma, what about you? Do you just memorize it all?
Yeah, because I'm that amazing. So, I have all these little cards, and these are nearly every card that I've ever written, and I just keep it because I'm a weirdo. But yeah, so this is sort of what I write. If you can see it, it's
Oh yeah, yep.
So you do the distances and the wind, and then a bit of a explanation because, and then just like coloured pens just to colour code stuff. Sometimes I put heaps of information. I definitely put the shoot to move or hit to move because that's something that is quite easy to forget and then go, oh no, which one is it? But yeah, if it's a simple stage like skill stage 2, you the ones that you do all the time. Yep. I just put like the elevation and the wind really. Mm-hmm. But then if it's like a tricky one like that crosswalk one was pretty full on. So yeah, I've been resorted to color coding in that one. But yeah, it's quite easy to get up there, and like everyone says the same thing that's happened to them. They say, shooter, are you ready? Do you understand the course of fire? And you go, yes, and then it just like flies out of your brain. So writing it down, yeah, is good.
Yep, yeah, absolutely.
What do you reckon of the side one or the weapon-mounted one, the rifle-mounted one for the sensitive people? What would you prefer that, or do you like it, or?
Are you asking me or Emma?
Yeah, Rusty, yeah. Do you have one as well, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine comes off the scope, like off the rail.
Yeah. Yeah, mine comes off the side of the gun. I do like it. Yeah, it puts it in a really good position, and you can you don't have to move your hand to watch it. So the reason I have that data on here is because when I'm ready for a stage, I might be holding the gun, magazine, or whatever I'm holding, and so this is quite visual to me. And then once I'm actually in position, I don't want to be. Sometimes I've worn it on the inside like that. And so you can see that when you go up to dial. Oh, yeah. But then, of course, if you're holding, if you're just holding data over, I don't see that data. So having it on the side of the gun works really well for me. Honestly, I run both for different purposes. Yeah.
I find quite often I don't actually look at it, but it's only when shit hits the fan. You're like, hang on, am I meant to be dialed, 0.8, to check it. So it's handy. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, what's coming out of your... Sorry, we should catch in with those who are telling us and keeping us posted with what they're doing. So, Sheldrake says he needs to upgrade to the Lovies ATAX belt because he's a sucker for that camo pattern. You'd be happy to hear that, Birchy. And someone's got to get onto Horizon Tactical as well. Ian, he's dropped his magazine in the orange dust at Mildura and then went to Horizon Tactical and sorted it out on Birchy's belt as well. So, mate, it seems your belts are a popular thing.
We designed it for PRS. There's gun belts that are designed for holsters for handguns, and they're really rigid and they're massive and they're thick and they're padded, and it's unnecessary. And guys run just the belt mag, like the belt clip magazine pouches, and they work really well, but they move around and they slide back and forth. If you've only got one, it can shift probably 3-4 inches, and it's not kind of where you think it is subconsciously. So we just wanted a really lightweight foam padded belt that lets you mount pouches to, but not a ton of weight. It's not for that. So I'm glad people like it. That's what it's for. It's
good stuff. Andrew says he runs his data in his arm because he knows where his arm always is, which is fair. Ian prefers scope-mounted ones, easy to see without moving. Arm is too close for him. He's old with bad eyes, which is fair enough. He is very old. So, that's as he gets older, he says he's going to mount it further and further down the barrel. Makes sense. Excellent. Emma, what have you got for us next? What's coming out of your bag?
I've got my bipod, which is normally on my gun, but it's not today.
Yep.
So this is the Atlas Cal, and it's good. We originally I can't even remember the story now. I think we bought it for Andrew, and then I decided I wanted it. So it's mine.
As is your prerogative. Yep. No problems. Birchy, I'm guessing your bipod is on your gun?
Yeah, I got one of the MDT Skypods, the medium length ones a couple of months ago. It was expensive, but that's been actually really good because it goes from that to this, and you can do whatever you want with it. There's a lot of slack in it though, so you really got to be quite careful. And I use the Atlas, just the PSR one with the really right stuff clamp, so you can arc it back and forth, which is good.
Yeah. No, so I normally have an Atlas on the gun and a Harris in the bag. I do like Harris bipods, and for some scenarios, and so I usually will keep a spare bipod around it. Or if one fails partway, not partway through a stage, that'd suck. But partway through a match, you can swap it out. I haven't had that, to be fair, though. That's unlikely to happen. All right, next out of mine is tools. I've got various tools, mostly often scope and stuff like that. So I've got a little box which I've picked, the particular bits for all the particular things that I may come across, and general sort of lens pan and bubble level as well, all sort of Allen keys and stuff, spare spring. My toolkit is not super organised, but I only have in there the stuff that I would use, so kind of can all mesh in there as well. And then your various, there's a backup there, and then your various torque wrenches and bits and pieces or bits. So I've got the one for sort of cross bolts on scopes, standard torque wrench, and then that one there as well, which is for particular rings. It does the tops, scope tops. So yeah, sort of covered for all things on that side of things. But have you got a few tools floating around?
I've got this little sack which is in my pack, and then the full toolbox is in the car with gun doctor spray and every Allen key in Australia and all that kind of stuff. But I got this little fix-it stick kit from Delta recently, and just the all-in-one kind of 15 to 65 inch-pound driver, and just because the AI, the 49 inch-pounds, and then the Night Force scope tool and stuff. But I tried really to keep it basic. Like this Tough Glide dry lubricant is something that I use a lot because it doesn't attract heaps of crap. Lens pen. I use bore snakes. I don't care what people say about them. I think they're still a worthy piece of gear.
Yep.
Cut down toothbrush, and then just a silicone impregnated cloth just to get sand and stuff out of the action at the end of the day.
Yeah, very good. Emma, have you got tools with you?
I've got my Night Force tool, that little fella, and an optics cleaning kit, and that's actually all I've got.
There you go.
Because it's all at the car normally, and yeah, I just go there. And really, I don't use many tools. I normally go, Andrew, this is shit. Fix it.
Truth comes out.
I'll get there, but come on. Yeah, let's be real.
Optics kit as well. It's a basic one there. Yeah, that's it. A couple of questions here. Do you guys carry any rifle spares in your tool bags? Extractors or firing pins or anything on those lines? Do you guys carry anything important like that?
Not normally. No. Go, Birchy.
I've got the factory AI trigger, which I don't think I'll need it, and there's not really any other spares you can kind of get your hands on for them because they shouldn't break down too often. But I've got an extractor and a trigger, but and a couple of magazines that I don't use that are in the car.
Mm-hmm.
We normally have a spare scope. In the past, we've had spare scopes and other magazines and that sort of stuff, but nothing too much.
Yeah.
We have actually taken other rifles as well to matches, just, like a complete rifle with ammo, good to go. But I don't think we've had to use another rifle yet. I can't remember. I don't think so.
I will probably take, for a bigger match, when I shoot one of those, I'll probably take a spare trigger because I have seen a few of them go down during matches. So I think from others' experience, I think it'll be worthwhile to carry, and they're not a hard thing to carry or to change over. Yeah, that's probably the most stuff that I will carry with me. A spare skirt probably doesn't hurt. A couple of comments here. Emma carries the biggest tool with her all the time. Andrew doesn't come to all the matches though, Ian. That's harsh. Ben carries a Leatherman. Never used Leatherman on the gun, but he's naked without it, which is fair. Nick Halliwell normally has enough spare parts to solve most problems or create more. One of the two. All right. Very good.
He's looking after Scott McMillan, who's breaking everything most of the time.
This is true.
Yeah.
All right. What's digging deep into your pack, Birchy? What's next up?
With a rusty hatchet.
There we go. All right. We just need to reconnect this Zoom call, guys. So we'll close that out, and we'll come back to find out what's in your bag next in a moment. We'll just do that. It's always fun part of this show is having to do that when we've got a couple of guests on. Right. Good. So tonight's sponsor is Projectile Warehouse, as I have mentioned to you guys before. You can save 5% over at Projectile Warehouse using the code IDLive5, and that will save 5% off the entire store. And someone's already hit that up tonight during the show, which is awesome. Now, just hitting a few of your questions here. Is there any good books regarding PRS at all? From Jeff. Jeff, there's not too many specific books on PRS. There is one by Marcus Blanchard. Let me find the name of that one, which is pretty good. But there's a lot more. There's a lot more resources online for the PRS side of things. Practical Shooter's Guide: How to approach for unconventional firing positions and training. And so I'll drop that into the chat for you, actually. Beyond that, there's a bunch of good books on long-range shooting in general, and many of those things are pretty required knowledge and cross over very well. And so things like the Applied Ballistics series of books are very useful. But you've just had the question come through, is there any good books regarding PRS at all? I don't know if you've seen the one from Marcus Blanchard, or if there's any other books that you've come across at all.
Not for PRS. There's a ton of Applied Ballistics, and there's heaps of books on Amazon about long range shooting. But I've seen one or two PRS books, but I've never bought them.
Yep. Yeah, it's
you kind of learn a lot by just being there and seeing things. I think I don't think a book's going to help you much. I think getting involved with a local club, will tell you more in one day than reading a book will.
Yeah, practical experience is good. So I mean, some of the knowledge stuff from Applied Ballistics is really useful, and it's really that gives a good perspective. But I agree, you learn the most by going shooting matches for sure. Emma, can you read?
No.
No, okay, I didn't ask you.
I prefer not to. Yeah.
Righto. So Birchy, you had a hatchet. Was that everything, or was there more to it?
That's for Borny when he's starting to carry on and yell at everyone for no reason.
I wish I knew you had that earlier.
You'd need that every match then. Good.
Yeah.
Right.
He's good. I like him. He's a good dude. He runs a tight ship. I'm not going to mess with it.
No, you're right. He does. Absolutely. You got anything that's less Viking related?
I have my little spudge kit, which is that's a legitimate.
Wow. Okay.
It's got tissues, more earplugs, Panadol. If you get a headache from earmuffs and sun and stuff, I'm a mess then. Hand sanitizer if you got gun oil and stuff, or you've been in the bathroom and it's a porta toilet and you're in the bush, or a range without that stuff. It's not a problem until you get gastro, and then it's your fault. So, and then some band-aids and stuff.
Yep.
But this is just a hangover from army, I guess. But I'd like to have a little bit of hygiene stuff with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Emma, have you got any of that sort of gear with you?
I have tissues normally, and I've got paw for my lips. And I normally have those powdered little hydrolyte sachets.
Yep.
To put in water. And I always have Panadol and Nurofen with me. Because after a while I do normally end up with a headache, even if I drink heaps of water, and that is just the noise, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And thorny.
I've got the chapsticks as well because out in the sun for the day. I always have a first aid kit with me because I'm often involved in the running of the event, and that's always either on the line somewhere.
And sunscreen.
And sunscreen, yeah, I do. That's one I definitely do have. Just trying to find it now. I'd be in trouble. It's in one of these side pockets that always gets me. I had a magazine in there for 2 years I forgot about. There you go. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Excellent. Emma, what else have you got in your bag? Probably getting close to the bottom of things.
I have nearly out. Gun cover. Like a raincoat.
Oh yes.
For the gun.
Nice. Birchy would have one of these for sure.
This is a new one we're making, which is bigger for the precision rifles. Like we designed a mountain hunting one, which is awesome, but with an AI or an MPA with a spur mount with a beast, or Vortex with tall turrets and stuff. They really kind of were pushing the boundaries of what they were made for. But yeah, this one will kind of velcro along the bottom and keep dirt and crap out of the trigger. Because when it rains, it splashes off the ground and dirt comes up into it. And it's still, it becomes a problem. So we'll have these coming out at some point when I'm not busy making camp bags and stuff.
Yeah, I have one as well, and it's in the car from Friday actually, so it didn't make it back inside yet. Now there's a question there: does anyone carry trauma kits in their pack? But do you carry anything like that when you go bush? Because generally it matches they're on the range, part of the range, or when we're running a match, we have that sort of stuff separate. Oh, there we go.
I've got a mega kit here. Tourniquets, quick clot, chest seals, monitoring stuff. Yeah, a big blowout kit. I think it's something you don't need it till you need it, and you don't want to take heaps of chances. But on the range, there's a few dudes that have tourniquets and Israeli bandages and always bandages and stuff like that. So there's a ton of dudes that are helpful nearby. Yeah. But you should take your own safety in your own hands, I think, and at least have a couple of bits and pieces.
Yeah, good advice.
I've normally got one of those first aid, the St. John's ambulance first aid kits, like the big, like a tool kit. Mm-hmm. We've normally got one of those in the car, and then normally have snake bite kits hanging around and the smaller first aid kits as well. So yeah, we've got stuff.
Absolutely. I've got I forgot to mention before, but the rangefinder is in there as well. When we were talking about binos, but we snuck rangefinders in there, so that's also in there. It's the 4000 from Vortex.
Is that the new one, the 4000?
Yeah, 4000 HT. Yeah.
Are you happy with it?
Very. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very, very useful piece of kit. Yeah, and nice and small and easy to use, and yeah, goes a long way.
Lasers, the technology's changed so much recently. With like a 1600 was really good, and now there's 2800, 3200, the Vortex up to 4000, and the binoculars at 5000. It's really getting serious. It's good. Absolutely. And it's all quite affordable too.
It's becoming pretty cheap. I keep a few other in a hidden pack on there. So I've just got some targets like that, some paper targets, some little stick-on targets, a stapler in case Emma comes running after me, and then I've still got one of these in there, the STS MOA ruler. I think that gets used from time to time. And then the other thing I do have is a red. Which I probably haven't looked at for a long time because I get pretty familiar with the reticles. But particularly when you just get it, you just get the scope. It can be really useful to have that reference because you shoot a stage and you're like, oh, hang on, that wasn't what I thought it was. I thought it was 0.4s, not 0.2s, or whatever. Whatever it may be. So I have found that very useful, particularly when you're getting to know a scope for the first time. You guys carry any paper target sort of things like that, or you're the guys that rock up the range and go, oh, can I borrow your target?
We use yours.
Yeah.
No, in the car, not in the bag, but yeah, in the car. And normally leave it on the range and then have to go and get another one because we forgot it.
Very good, very good. Any other little before we get into bags? Because no doubt there's bags sitting in your bags. Is there any other things that we've missed? You guys have got little.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a mat.
Oh, Emma's got a shooting mat. We'll come to yours in a second, Birchy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Birchy.
No, you're all right.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. What have you got, Birchy?
I just got spare batteries for the laser and the Kestrel, and just a torch and stuff for checking boards and stuff out. But I think that's something that when you don't have it, you're in trouble.
Yep. I have the most annoying sound device ever.
Oh.
So I've just got one of them, mostly just to annoy people with, not to actually do anything useful with.
No.
Anyway, you could just
I've got gloves as well.
tidy the beard up. Gloves. Actually, I do normally have gloves in mine, although they seem to live in the van at the moment. So that's all right. Yeah, I've got
Sunshade for the scope and a data book. And my phone. You've got to have your phone. I've got a app on it. I've got Strelix Pro. So
I thought you were going to say Instagram.
And Instagram.
Yeah, that's right. And TikTok.
I have to take bad photos of my shooting friends and post it on social media.
Very good. What have you got there, Birchy? Some glasses.
Sunnies, just sunnies and stuff like it. Sometimes the sun's in your eyes, and or just you're sick of kind of I've got sensitive eyes, and that's part of why I get a headache. So I carry these around.
Nice.
Yep.
I also have the little data book, just a little notebook, just some basic things, stuff, nothing too flash. And then I do have a clip for my earmuffs, because if I change over to those other ones, then this clips under the belt, and they stay somewhere sensible, which is useful. Birchy, you've got a book there or something?
Just a battery, just a power bank for my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was saying, if some ranges you get one bar on your phone's working hard all day, the battery just gets smashed. So I've learnt the shit way twice. So now I carry that.
Yep. Yeah, sounds very very sensible. Absolutely very sensible. There's chatter
and food.
hat and food. That's a good looking hat, Birchy. That'll keep the sun off you. Yeah.
It's the pinnacle of anti-fashion. Yeah.
I love it.
Birchy has great hats.
Yeah. The sombrero's not in there. I was disappointed to see that.
That's out the back. Yeah. It's always at every range though. Yeah.
There's a bit of chat going on in the live stream with about this shirt. Seems that a few guys are wanting one of these shirts. So subscribe to the Long Gun Project shirt. So Ben, we'll have to get onto that, mate, and get some support for the channel. That would be good. This is my 10-second design option, but we'll see what we can come up with. All right. Good. So if you want to harass Ben at the Long Gun Project, harass him about shirts. Get onto it. That'd be good. All right, Birchy, what have you got there?
That's the ammo book.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's 120 rounds in the big mega binder.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole weekend or a whole day of shooting.
Yeah,
and
nice.
When you finish your stage, you can put the empties back in there, and you can do a stock take on the fly. And it's 10 rounds, one magazine per strip, and it's I think it's probably a lot easier maybe than the plastic tubs. And it's a lot smaller than carry. I started carrying boxes of ammo, the 20 rounders, and that was stupid because you don't know which ones you've shot from, and you're kind of shaking them and weighing them, and waste of time. So it's cool. They're expensive, but they're kind of, you do it once.
I like it, mate. And and you sell those ones, don't you now?
This is this Walsh Custom Defence. We're the distributor for this company, and Armageddon Gear is making them. So we've got an order coming in at some point soon when COVID decides to go away. But
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've got one left at the moment.
Nice. Very good. Well, that probably brings us on to bags, because no doubt that's the other thing that's sitting in there, and patches. But we'll save patches for the end, because no doubt there's a few floating around there. All right, so I've got tripods as well. Yep, do that. I've got a Game Changer, which I know Birchy sells these ones from Armageddon Gear. They would be my go-to barricade bag for sure. I think I'm going to go down to a schmedium when they come around, but this for now, really good option, excellent option. Anyone else got barricade?
I think I've got a pint-sized Game Changer on order with Birchy.
Oh, well, now's probably a good time to harass him about it.
I'm going to go.
The phone's ringing.
No rush. I mean,
the phone's ringing.
I only think about it every day. Yeah.
Sorry. No, but we have about 7 boxes of stuff coming, and one of them's been sitting in Florida since the 16th of March. And I check the tracking numbers every day, and I can't fly over there and use the hatchet on anyone. I've got to actually just wait, which is unfortunate. So.
It should be hatchet time. That's all right.
It's okay.
I'm all about it.
I'll just use yours if it comes to it. I'll just use yours. So.
That's the thing. Like, everyone's got a million bags. Like, if you want to borrow stuff, just ask. Like, if they don't need it, they probably will give it to you anyway.
Absolutely. Birchy, you're a man who's pretty much got every single bag ever at his disposal. What makes it into your bag?
It's terrible. Yeah, I like this is the one that we kind of modified. It's the low vis spec pint-sized Game Changer with their grippy material in the wedge and on the top. Like, because you can use it as a rear bag, you can use it for the PRS skill stages and stuff like. You can lay it sideways. It's actually really just a good bag, and it works well on star pickets and stuff because it stupid angled things because the material it bites in. So this is something that actually I think is really quite good. There's a ton of bags out there, but this one's it's got a lot of cool features in it, and it only weighs about 1 kilo on it, a bit.
Yep,
that's something that's worth looking at.
Yeah, nice, fantastic, excellent. I've also got the SAT solo sack in there, which is a big heavy sand filled bag which plumps down there. It's got some solid weight to it though, but yeah, it sort of takes the shape of whatever you put it on. Oh, that's not. It's too heavy for a microphone. Comanche bag.
I've got these 2 little fellas.
Oh yes, that's all right. Which ones are they, Emma?
Yeah, so these are low vis. They're low vis bags, and they're just good for prone sort of stuff, I find, depending on which one you feel the need to use on the day, and depending on what you're doing. So PSR, I use these for more than PRS because the service rifle matches, they've got restrictions on bag sizes and stuff. So, so I mainly use them for service rifle, but they're really handy. I like them. They're good.
Yeah, nice. But you had the Comanche bag up there before?
Yeah, I'm finding it hard to be impartial. I'm not showing stuff because I'm trying to sell it. Like, this is our mates in Montana make this from Warhorse Development. This is the Cleed Yaga, which has got this Hyperlon material on top, so you can put your rifle through there.
Oh, cool!
And it's got the Git Light pellets, and it only weighs 1.2 kilos or something. And the one with normal pellets is about 2.5. So it's light and it's small. And when it's paired with the Grey Ops plate, that kind of slides in, and it's not going anywhere, and you can just chuck it on whatever you want, and it turns it into a stable platform. Like these 2 things are cheating. It's ridiculous. I feel bad.
They are actually.
You got to kind of, you feel a bit dirty kind of pulling that out.
Yeah, well, I'll
I had a go. I dry fried with Andes, and it is amazing how steady it is.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Well, I'll take some notes on that then for the next one. This is my probably my most used bag that isn't a barricade bag. The game changer is probably that, and so this is a short action precision running gun bag, but super lightweight and really versatile in sort of shape and build and all that sort of thing. So that's one I've been using for a long time, several years. So that's
and those are good because they've got foam pellets in them and they don't weigh anything.
Nah,
So you can, a lot of guys like Scotty Patel's rifle weighs about 800 kilos now.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you want is to have drag this along with you. But yeah, those foam ones are really good.
Yeah, absolutely. To use that,
I
good.
use my fortune cookie the most.
Okay.
That's probably that and that are the two bags that I use the most. This is really good. Once you sort of figure out how to grab it and drop it down on the barricade, I find it's really handy. It's pretty steady. The only thing is it's quite heavy, but that's all right. You just got to work on your guns.
Which you've been doing, so you're all over it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've also got a pump pillow, but it's in the car because I still haven't unpacked from Friday. And again, they're very, very useful. That and a game changer. If I only chose two bags for a match, that's probably the two that I'd choose for the whole match. Yeah.
Yeah, the two that you need. Like a fat bag, at least you can build your position and chuck it under your arm or kneel on it or sit on it or something. So I wouldn't shoot off this because it's big and it's dumb and it's kind of too full to really mould. But these are really important. I made a shoulder strap for this so you can wear it like a sash, and it'll dangle under your arm and kind of disappear until you need it. Mm-hmm. And then with a game changer, with the cleat, the Warhorse bag, with those two things, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good.
The last one I've got.
Oh yes, nice.
With a QD, and it only weighs about 200 grams, so that just dangles off the back of the gun. And this is for that little river where we're running from table to table to table to table. That's where this kind of works, where you're literally too busy to bother bringing it with you. It just stays attached to the rifle.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you really just it's just a great quick little rear bag, or if you need something quick at the front, just to put a buffer between you and whatever it is. If you're limited, something nice and small like that's useful.
Shaped like that, so it'll hold the back of the rifle, and you just grab it, and it'll support, the stock.
Yeah, very good. And the question that got asked before is there any? Are you guys running patches on your bags at all? The morale patch is always important to be representing. What am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma. Let's see yours.
Can you see them? So there's, not to be a suckhole, but I've got a low vis one, and I've got the service rifle patch, and I've got my 600 yard cold bore patch, which I'm very proud of.
Yep.
It goes from the hat to the bag, just depending on how I feel, and just an Aussie flag one, because Aussies are the biggest legends on the world. So,
Birch, have you got any kicking around, mate?
I've got the Delta Tactical one because I shoot for Team AI, Delta Tactical Australia, Orange Accuracy, for Jay, try and fly the flag for Jay for some good training. The low vis one, probably because I kind of have to. And then
yep,
the ATAC laser cut one because that's a big part of what we're doing at low vis is working with ATACs.
Yeah,
try and be different from everyone else in the world because everyone's making stuff out of multicam and it's been done. So.
Yeah, gotcha. Nice. I've got a few to show off. I made this one chance to show off. I've got a little nozzle one there. Pretty good. Hodge Defense Systems. I don't know anything about them, but it looks like a cool patch, so I like that one. It's very, very good. The Ignition Custom one there. Like this one, 8541 Tactical. Got that one from John. Nice little chick with a gun on there. Storm Tactical there. Did a swap for a US flag, for an Aussie flag. That's Good there. Primary Arms.
Cool.
McMillan, Sap.
Had a bigger bag, man.
Yeah. Guardian Long Range. 6'5" guys. That was you had to go and meet them to grab that one. It's excellent. Hog Saddle. Another Nosler Armory. Long Range Shooters of Utah. All sorts of. That's the currency of the of a SHOT Show. Is those.
It'd be good to go and do the milk jug challenge with those guys.
Oh, with the Long Range Shooters of Utah, yeah, absolutely. It would be good. We went out to dinner with them in Vegas, and we saw the most ridiculous, the most American dessert. It was a thick shake about that sort of size, and then had a piece of cake about the same size sitting on top of the glass. Shaken cake. It was pretty
Wow.
pretty uniquely American, but it was great. So. Yeah, I think we have pretty much emptied our bags. Is there anything else you got hiding? Oh, tripods don't quite fit in the bag, but you had your tripod there before, Birchy.
I've got I don't mind tripod shooting. Just the really right stuff, anvil head, and it's a PRS tripod with just some leg covers that I knocked up just to protect the paint and give it a bit of padding.
Yep, nice. It's I have to. Check those out. I've got the Leo photo 364C there, which sitting up there. Had a shoot off that on Friday, and that was not well set up just then. But anyway, that's all right. I can get a new Vortex clock. That'll be fine. Where to treat. Very happy with those. So that will be a good way to do. All right. It's Anthony says should have got John from 8541 Tactical on. Yes, mate. We didn't get any US guests during this show because this is not a great time in the US in terms of time frame. I think depending where you are. Emma's got all sorts of things going on there. Depending where the crew in the US are, it could be like 2 to 5 in the morning. So I'm not sure they were being so keen to wake up and get on the show. But stay tuned. Other projects we're keen on. So very good. All right. I think that's it, mate. I think that's it, guys. That's thank you very much for coming on and showing your exciting things that you've got in your bag. Birchy, how can people find you if they're trying to track down some of the gear that you do sell? Because you sell a bunch of the stuff we covered tonight.
We have a website, lovisgear.com. We've got Instagram and Facebook. We don't have a shop at the moment because I work full time doing other stuff and. Maybe one day, but yeah, it's an online-only company at the moment. But Shopify manages everything for us. So if it's in stock on the website, then we have it. We've got stuff coming all the time.
Yep.
Send me an email if you want. I'll try and get to it. I get smashed with junk mail and stuff like that, so I tend to miss a few. I'm sorry, but get in touch with me and I'll do the best I can.
Absolutely. Birchy sells the Armageddon gear line. He sells the Low Vis gear line, of course. And fill me in on a couple of the brands, the Walsh Custom Defence.
Walsh Custom Defence, the Horizon Tactical stuff from Jeff, Tri Tactical in America.
Yep.
We've got Armageddon gear, Warhorse Development, who make the Comanches and stuff like that. Precision Rifle Solutions, they make a lot of tripod shooting gear. They're ex-Marines. They're lovely people.
Yep.
And we try and sell stuff that we would use, not just stuff.
Not just stuff, yeah, which is awesome. So yeah, definitely check out Birchy on that. I know he didn't come on here as a sales pitch, but it turns out that he actually sells a lot of the gear that we use for good reason as well. He chooses quality stuff, so definitely support that.
In the mail, man.
Yeah, well, actually, if you can just send me Emma's pint-sized Game Changer when it arrives, just send me that instead. That'd be fine.
The Schmied.
Don't you dare. Did you mention you make really cool shirts too? Yeah. I really like Birchy's shirts.
Absolutely, they're brilliant, and so keep an eye on. So you need to get with Birchy's shirts and keep up with all the little the runs that he does. Make sure you're following Low Vis Gear on Instagram and on Facebook as well. Emma, we got to follow you on Facebook. That's the deal, isn't it? You can find you at Emma Stevens.
Yeah, just Emma Stevens
on Facebook.
Nothing fancy. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Excellent.
And on Instagram, but E_Stevo on Instagram.
Perfect.
That's it.
Fantastic, guys. Well, thanks very much for joining us, ripping your bags apart. I've got a completely huge mess here that I've got to put together now. You've probably been more organised than I have. It's just been stuffs all around the room, but I mean, we'll just keep it going with all the patches. Excellent, guys. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks heaps for all the work you've been doing, Rusty. It's been awesome watching the series for the last couple of weeks, man. And like we were talking about before you went live before, it's going to be really cool to catch up with everyone once we can start shooting again. I don't really hang out with a lot of dudes that don't shoot, so you guys are most of my friends, and we're all over Australia. So yeah, I'm keen to go get into it.
Yeah.
So, thanks for your time, everyone, and hope I can help.
Not wrong at all, mate.
I agree with you, Birchy. Thanks a lot, Rusty.
Easy. It's been awesome having so many cool people on, and no doubt tomorrow night being the last show, we will do a wrap up of the guests and all sorts of stuff. We got a few things planned and a whole stack of stuff not planned, but we'll see what happens. So it's going to be a good fun show for the last one, and then we move on to PRS. Hopefully we can start looking at that and some other bits and pieces that we have in the works. Perhaps some details out tomorrow, or we may have no idea what we're doing, which is usually most days. But guys, thanks to Emma and Birchy for coming on tonight. Thanks to you guys for watching. Thanks to Projectile Warehouse, so you can save 5% off that using the code IDLive5 on the website for about a week or so. And Andrew Sleeman's asked when PRS is back on, can we have a week-long match? We probably need that. That's not a bad suggestion. Let's get onto that. And I think Andrew Sleeman just nominated to be match director and ride all the stages for a week-long match. So that is looking fantastic. I can't wait for that. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night for the last show with Andy Little and who else? Who knows who will be on the show tomorrow night? Could be all sorts. We will catch you then. Cheers.
Hey, pretty baby, pretty baby. Pretty baby, pretty baby. Find out what you see.